Hi, this is Sean. Welcome to GuitarReferenceGuide.com. Super excited about today's lesson. I'm going to be taking you through thirds, what they are, how to use them, how to incorporate them into your rhythm guitar playing, and how to incorporate them into your lead guitar playing. But the most important thing is understanding them. If you click the link below, there's going to be a PDF. It'll take you to my website. And the PDF is going to have everything we talk about today. We're going to be exploring the key of E. If you like what you see in this video, please subscribe. So let's get started. You've heard thirds on so many recordings, and lots of times you hear them in guitar solos. A third basically would sound, I'll give you a couple examples first. So take Breezin' by George Benson. Or what would be another good one? A Brown Eyed Girl. Margaritaville. So a third is essentially two notes. It's an interval. It's based on the first note and the third note of the major scale. So if I played an E major scale and I started from my E note, the E major scale would sound something like this. If I counted each of the notes in the E major scale, it would be like this. 1, 2, 3. So if I went to the third note of the major scale and I played the first note, which would be my E, and the third note, which would be G sharp, that would be a third. And it's as simple as that. So this looks like a major third, or you could say it's a major third. Now, if I wanted to make this a minor third, all I would need to do is flatten my third, and that gives you the minor third. So the second fret in the open G would turn that into a minor third. Now, if I played the closed position, it would kind of look like this. So if I played a third here, that would be my E third. That would be my major third. E minor third would look like this. Okay, third fret and fifth fret. So the major third, if I was to look at the chord, also the triad, there's an E triad. Okay, here would be my root note, and here would be my third, and here would be my fifth. Now the minor, if I put my index finger here and my second finger here, that's an E triad, E minor triad, and there is my root, and there is my minor 3. So essentially we're looking at this as being major, and this as being minor. However, you can look at this as also being major. So let's talk about that a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a really common passage that you hear a lot of people use thirds with. So if I played E, F sharp minor, and G sharp minor, that's a really common movement, or double stop. So if I went E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, even though I can look at this as being a G sharp minor, if I move this finger over, look at that, there's an E triad. I could also look at that as being an E chord. But now I'm not playing the root in this third, I'm just playing the third and the fifth of the chord. The root is right there. So I'm not, but this would still work and it would still imply the chord. So if I was playing like an E, so that's a great rhythmic application if you were playing over an E chord. And instead of staying on the E, maybe you wanted to do a little embellishment like this. It has a very nice sound to it, very Spanish sounding. Now say I went to an A chord. I came up here, here will be my A triad. Back to the E. Let's go to a B chord. Back to the E. So I just went through an E chord using thirds. I went through the A, using thirds, and I went through the B using thirds. So if we took it a step further, we could also look at the other chords that are in the key of E and use the thirds to imply those chords. So let's just go through the harmonized major scale in the key of E. This would be E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, the relative minor, D sharp diminished, or the minor third. We would just say D sharp minor, but it would be implying the D sharp diminished chord, and then we'd be back to where we started at the E. Now if I go backwards, it would sound like this. This is a great thing to practice, going through the harmonized major scale, playing all the chords in the key, and getting familiar with this movement. If I kept going lower, and I went to the other string sets, it looks something like that. So that's the harmonized major scale in the key of E major. So if you were taking a guitar solo and you were playing in the key of E major, you can totally use these to add to a guitar solo and to imply the chords over a guitar solo. If you were playing a rhythm over a tune, let's do another example. We did A, E. Let's do something that would go E. Let's look at the minor chords now. C sharp minor. Let's go B major to A. Now I would come to the relative minor, which would be C sharp minor, which would be, and that would be right here. That would be based on, that's your C sharp minor right here. Now, if I looked at those two notes for C sharp minor, that also looks like it could be, you could use that for an A chord, and you know what you could. So if we look at the minor interval, check this out. Here's a C sharp minor chord. Check this out. Here's my minor third, and here's my fifth of a C sharp minor. It looks exactly the same as E, because you could use this for both C sharp minor or E. So now if I kept moving up the neck and I said, okay, well, this could be C sharp minor. Then if I said C sharp minor, D sharp minor, and E. And there's my E right here. So if I kept going and I said, okay, this is my E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A. Okay, check this out. Okay, now I could use that for A, but that you could also use for C sharp minor. So many of these thirds you can use for different things, not just what they appear to be, but if you look at them a little closer, you can see that you can use them for a lot of different things. For example, this could be E or C sharp minor without the root. You could look at this as being E, or you could look at this as being G sharp minor. So those two different things. So thirds are awesome. They work great no matter what you're playing. Adding some thirds really helps spice up whatever you're doing. Now let's look at the other string sets. So now I'm going to look at the harmonized major scale on the G and the B string. Okay, so that here, this would be my G sharp minor, A major, here would be my B major. But once again, we're looking here and we see, okay, well, I'm looking at this as being C sharp minor, applying C sharp minor chord. But if you look at this chord, there's an E chord. This could also be B. So this would be my third. This would be my third over the over an E. So this would be my major third, and this would be my fifth over E. So here's my E, or here's my E, but let's for right now use the G sharp as our root. So this would be my G sharp minor, A major. You can see the A major chord comes out of that. B major, A major. So there's your A major. Try it. B major. This would be my C sharp minor. Let me see here. So we have G sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, my E, my F sharp minor, and then back to my G sharp. Back to my G sharp minor. So that's the full octave. Now be the next string set for G sharp minor. So G sharp minor or E. This could be my A, my B, my C sharp minor. Once again, my C sharp minor or my A. This could be my D sharp minor, right here. This would be my E, F sharp minor, and G sharp minor. Next string set, E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, and E. So one of the main things to memorize is the harmonized major scale. Come to the next string set, I basically have, this would be my B, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, and B, my octave. That would be my A and my D string set. Last one here would be my F sharp minor, second fret and open, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, back to E. So these are really fun. So another thing that's cool, so I just went through each string set is kind of blending them using multiple string sets. So if I was to say use these here, then I might want to go to an A. Maybe an F sharp minor here, to an E here. So I hope all that made sense. Thanks so much for checking out my video. Hope everyone has a great day.